रेकॉर्डिंग चालू करायची ना.
ती बाय डिफॉल्ट असते. तुम्ही लाईव्ह जायचं.
Operation London Bridge, also known by its core phrase, London Bridge is down, is the fundamental plan for the future. And London Bridge, the fundamental plan, fundamental plan,
So good evening, friends. Before this live schedule, we already tried to discuss this paper, but due to some technical errors, that schedule can't be sustained for a longer period of time. So again, we are trying to uh, analyze today's paper, that is paper 2 GS1, and specifically here I am explaining geography questions. So difficulty level of the questions, as well as the areas from which the UPSC asks these questions, as well as the relevance with the syllabus provided by the UPSC. So we'll start directly. So first of all, when we see the weightage of geography this year, so they provided weightage of 100 marks. 100 marks means there are four questions. Those were for 10 marker, that is 40 marks, and four questions for the 15 markers, that is 60 marks. Means total weightage is 100 out of 250. Means highest weightage in GS1 paper for geography. So followed by social issues society, 75 marks, and followed by rest of the components. So least weightage goes to the history, art and culture. So if you see the nature of question paper, so question paper this year, the questions are very simple. Means both the sections, that is the 15 markers as well as 10 markers, दोनों questions दोनों questions बहुत easy पूछे गए हैं. So some basic things they included. So we'll discuss one by one. So if you see here, the questions. So from question number 4, there is geography section, and question number 4 is about describe the characteristics and types of primary rocks. So here characteristics. So first of all, what you have to do, you have to break the questions in smaller segments. Means what is actual demand of the question, and here you can see that they are demanding to measure things. One, that is characteristics. Yes, that is characteristics, and second, that is types. So you have to talk about here characteristics and types of primary rocks. So first of all, your answer should be divided into three sections. One, that is introduction, then body, and then conclusion. So first you have to define what is rocks. So rock, basic definition, rock, it is nothing but aggregate aggregation of mineral or minerals. So rock is nothing but aggregation of mineral or multiple, more than one mineral. So this is rock. But when we talk about the primary rock, here UPSC is talking about primary rock. So primary rock means the rock which was first formed. जो rock पहले बना था उस rock को primary rock कहा गया था. And near about 1838 Darwin first time used this word, that is the primary rocks. So primary rock को ही हम parent rocks भी कहते हैं. Parent rocks means the rest of the rock, that is the sedimentary rocks as well as metamorphic rocks. ये primary rock से बनते हैं, and the primary rock is also called as igneous rock. So here you have to provide definition of primary rock. First definition of rock, then definition of primary rock, and after that you should talk about the types of primary rock. So now when you say that formation of these primary rocks due to the cooling up of lava, जो magma आता है अंदर से वो cool down होता है, and over the period of time after cooling they get converted into the rocks. So these rocks are again classified into two types. जो rocks, जो lava which was solidified before reaching the earth's crust, means जो interior में ही solidify हुआ है अर्थ के इंटीरियर में. सो यहाँ पे आपको कुछ स्ट्रक्चर्स दिखेंगे. सो दीज रॉक्स आर कॉल्ड एज इंट्रूसिव रॉक्स. और जो लावा बाहर आया एंड दे फॉर्म रॉक्स हियर, दीज आर कॉल्ड एज एक्सट्रूसिव रॉक्स. सो इंट्रूसिव रॉक्स एंड एक्सट्रूसिव रॉक्स बोथ आर टाइप्स. So intrusive rocks को ही अलग अलग नाम दिए गए हैं. There are different type of intrusive rocks. उसमें we say laccolith, batholith, then lopolith, locolith, sill, dike, ये types आपने सुने होंगे. So these are nothing but the intrusive rocks. So now the formation of rock, crystallization of rock depend upon the cooling process. How fast it cools or how slowly it cools means the lava which is exposed to the outer environment, so it will get cool down faster. और जो lava अंदर रहा है, so this will take time to cool down. So formation of crystals, एक rock में आपको crystals बड़े बड़े दिखाई देंगे. जहाँ पे it is taking time for the formation, so crystals are big. और जहाँ पे rapid cooling हो रही है, there is no time to form crystals, so यहाँ पे आपको smaller crystals दिखाई देंगे. So depend upon that also, small crystals, big crystals. और इसके examples हम कहते हैं ग्रेनाइट, basalt, gabbro, pumice. All these are examples of this rock. Now जैसे डेप्थ बढ़ती जाती है वैसे क्रिस्टल की साइज बड़ी होती जाती है. जैसे आप ऊपर आओगे क्रिस्टल की साइज छोटी होती जाती है. फाइन. सो डिपेंड अपॉन द कूलिंग प्रोसेसेस, कितना टाइम इट इज टेकिंग फॉर द कूलिंग. सो यहाँ पे आपको सिर्फ डिवीजन करना है दो इसमें, दैट इज द इंट्रूसिव रॉक्स एज वेल एज एक्सट्रूसिव रॉक्स. और दीज आर टाइप्स ऑफ नथिंग बट योर मैग्मेटिक रॉक्स. ये टाइप्स है मैग्मेटिक रॉक्स. इनको ही मैग्मेटिक रॉक कहा जाता है. दे आर आल्सो कॉल्ड एज इग्नियस रॉक्स. सेम ही. फाइन. सो यू हैव टू मेंशन दिस टाइप्स अंडर द टाइप्स. नाउ आफ्टर टाइप्स you should talk about the basic characteristics. So basic characteristics, these characteristics means if there is high heat, high temperature, so fossils, इस रॉक में fossils नहीं होंगे. Fine. This generally these rocks are made up of more than one mineral. एक से ज्यादा मिनरल इसमें होते हैं. Fine. As well as usually these rock do not react with acids. एसिड के साथ रिएक्ट नहीं करते हैं. Fine. And you have to provide some examples and some more characteristics of these rocks here. So this is for 10 marker question. 10 marker में आपको 1.5 or 2 pages maximum लिखना है. And finally you have to conclude, because these are parent rocks and these are important for the formation of other two rocks, that is sedimentary and metamorphic. And this is how you can conclude your answer. So this is first question. First question में we discussed about how to frame answer for a question. Now come to the second question, that is the fifth question. Now fifth question, is about the discuss the meaning of color coded weather, warning for cyclones, cyclone prone areas given by the Indian Meteorological Department. So see, there is mixture of concept and current issues. Means here the demand of the question. So core demand of the question. So there are two types of demands. एक demand इसको हम बोलते हैं core demand और दूसरी demand इसको हम बोलते हैं non core demand. So here core demand of question is color coded weather warnings issued by Meteorological Department for cyclone prone areas. So what UPSC is expecting in this answer, and here they are talking about the discuss. So here briefly in introduction you can talk about cyclones. Cyclone में generally you can mention temperate cyclones as well as tropical cyclones. With that, you should draw a map of India showing the regions which are more prone to the cyclones. Cyclone के लिए जो regions more prone means you have to highlight this area. Eastern coast of India is more prone to the cyclones, as well as this region. So geography में you have to make maps, you have to make diagrams, और इसको बॉक्स बनाना है, इसके नीचे नाम देना है, इसकी ये डायग्राम है. Right. So you can mention these regions, means you can name the coastal regions. Coastal regions में you can name all this Odisha, Andhra, Tamil Nadu coast, ये सब पोस्ट के यहाँ पे नाम दे सकते हो, and you can provide this information as well. So this is second. First cyclone define करना है, then you have to draw this map and you can show. मैप छोटा ड्रॉ करना है और मैप कॉर्नर में ड्रॉ करना है. Do not draw maps at the center. Center में मैप नहीं ड्रॉ करना है. Then come to the core area, that is the color coded warnings issued by the meteorological department. So color coded weather warning में so 4 टाइप की वार्निंग्स इशू की जाती है IMD की ओर से, इंडियन मेट्रोलॉजिकल डिपार्टमेंट. सो इसका पहले लॉन्ग फॉर्म लिखना है, फिर उसका शॉर्ट फॉर्म लिखना है, देन यू कैन यूज दिस शॉर्ट फॉर्म IMD. सो इसमें कलर कोड्स में 4 कोड्स हैं. एक है ग्रीन, दूसरा येलो, तीसरा है ऑरेंज और चौथा है रेड. सो व्हाट ग्रीन इंडिकेट्स, what yellow indicates, what orange indicates, and what red indicates. So green means safe sign. Safe means everything is smooth and well, means all is well. So there is no adverse effect of the weather. So this shows the green sign. जो सिग्नल पे भी ग्रीन लगता है तो सेफ साइन है, you can cross the road. So यहाँ पे भी ग्रीन मीन्स सेफ है. येलो साइन, इट इज आस्क गार्ड्स टू अपडेट themselves to handle bad weather. मीन्स दिस इंडिकेशन येलो साइन का कि डिजास्टर आ सकता है, साइक्लोन आ सकता है. यू शुड अपडेट योर सेल्फ टू हैंडल द बैड वेदर कंडीशंस एंड दैट लास्ट फॉर फ्यू डेज. कुछ दिन तक ये रह सकता है. फाइन. एंड दे कैन अफेक्ट ऑन द डेली एक्टिविटीज. So this is indication of yellow. Orange, when you say orange, so orange here, so this indicates it is warning for extreme weather conditions. Warning for extreme weather conditions. So extreme weather conditions में, so they can disrupt your communication. There may be possibility of power cuts. There may be destruction in road and railway transport. Means severity of disaster is increasing. जैसे जैसे हम ग्रीन से येलो, येलो से ऑरेंज पे आ रहे हैं. फाइन. सो दिस आल्सो साइन फॉर इवैक्यूएशन and keeping the basic necessities ready for families. So this is meaning of the orange. And when you talk about the red, so it is highest level of warning. और जहाँ पे you can talk about threat to life as well. यहाँ पे लाइफ को भी थ्रेट हो सकता है. So this is one of the worst weather conditions. So here you can approach to the disaster management response team. So all these points you need to mention in this part, that is the 4 colors and the meaning of these 4 colors. And then you can conclude with the, in recent time, the frequency of cyclones is increasing due to climate change and global warming. With that, you need to strengthen your disaster management as well as predictions. Technology. So such suggestions you can provide in your conclusion. So this is answer for the question number 5. Next question number 6. Discuss the natural resources potential of Deccan Trap. So formation of Deccan Trap. So here first you need to draw a map and show the extension of Deccan Trap. कि डेक्कन ट्रैप कहाँ से कहाँ तक extend हुआ है. So major part goes to the Maharashtra plateau, then some part of Gujarat, then MP, then some part of your near about your Raipur, Chhattisgarh. So you have to show this first. कहाँ तक डेक्कन ट्रैप का एक्सटेंशन है. Some of this part Karnataka, and this part, ये part, and some of this part. So yes sir, this is roughly area of Deccan Trap. So first mention extension. Now if you are aware about the formation of Deccan Trap, Deccan Lava Plateau, so it is due to the volcanic eruptions. And due to volcanic eruption, so here you will find out soil that is black. So you can talk about the agricultural crops like cotton. It is suitable for cotton due to its high moisture retention capacity. It is suitable for sugarcane as well. इसके लिए suitable. Then you can talk about the various minerals. Means this is made up of the toughest rocks. Toughest rock में you will find out the generally metallic minerals. So यहाँ पे you can talk about the minerals like iron. You can talk about coal. You can talk about other minerals like asbestos, mica. You can talk about chromite. These minerals, as well as you can talk about the renewable energy. But this region is having hydropower electric potential. So hydropower है ये रीजन में, wind energy है. The region near the coast, here you can talk about the petroleum deposits. क्योंकि यहाँ पे जो रिवर्स है these are shorter and swift. और इसके लिए हाइड्रो पावर इलेक्ट्रिक पोटेंशियल भी यहाँ पे ज़्यादा है. So in general you have to talk about agriculture, horticulture, you can talk about energy resources, you can talk about metallic minerals. All these points you can include in the question number 6, natural resources potential of the Deccan Tract. Next question is question number 7. Examine the potential of wind energy in India and explain the reasons for their limited spatial speed. The spatial speed ka limitations. So you will find out the more wind energy is near the coastal regions. जहाँ पे coastal regions है here also you can draw map for the regions showing again wind energy. So यहाँ पे भी you can talk about states like Gujarat, you can talk about Maharashtra, you can talk about some part of Karnataka, you can talk about Madhya Pradesh, you can talk about Tamil Nadu, you can talk about Rajasthan, or Andhra. So these are the major regions जहाँ पे wind energy is more. Fine. So you should talk about the distribution of wind energy in India through the map. ये मैप ड्रॉ करना है, इसके पहले आपको डिफाइन करना है renewable energy, then wind energy. Briefly you can discuss through flow chart the potential or the importance. ये डिस्कस करना है, मैप निकालना है, then body part में you should discuss about the potential. Means potential, its total potential is near about 292.97 gigawatt to 100 meters and near about 651.72 gigawatts above 120 meter. So this wind energy potential of different states. So you have to mention states. States में highest potential गुजरात का है, both above 100 meters as well as 120 meters. And this region is mostly coastal region. Coastal region मध्ये speed of wind is more, and that's why these states have more potential. So interiors, so they are lacking in the wind energy. So you have to describe the things which question is demanding, that is reasons for their limited spatial speed in the second part, and you can conclude with clean energy as well as sustainable development goals. इसके साथ आप इसको कैलकुलेट कर सकते हो. So this should be the answer for this question. So these are 10 marker questions. Now let's talk about the another section. Where again geography questions from the question number 14. Question number 14 is talking about what are the forces that influences ocean current. So this question from the oceanography section mein, they are asking about the forces which can influence the ocean current, as well as they are talking about describe their role in fishing industry. So first you should talk about the ocean currents. So here define ocean currents, talk about cold currents, talk about warm currents, then give examples of cold currents like Labrador, example of warm current like Gulf Stream. And then talk about the forces. So you can draw a map also. You can draw a map of India, Indian Ocean. इसका map draw कर सकते हो. यहाँ पे भी you can show the ocean currents. So in Indian Ocean there is reversal of the ocean currents. ये दिखा सकते हो. Or you can draw North America, Europe, Africa, and South America, or Atlantic में की भी ocean current you can show. Or you can draw the Pacific Ring of Fire, और उसमें के भी ocean currents in Pacific oceans you can show in smaller diagram. छोटे diagram में ये आपको दिखाने हैं. So and then talk about the forces. So forces में so major force इसमें forces again divided into primary forces and then secondary. Primary forces में आता है first is the wind. क्योंकि wind, which winds are there, westerlies or easterlies? So depend upon that, westerlies होंगे या easterlies होंगे. So depend upon that and the surface water. So this wind will drag the surface water and move them from the surface. इसको movement के लिए wind is responsible. So you should talk about the winds. Fine. और इसका एग्जाम्पल यू कैन टॉक अबाउट द इंडिया. सो इंडिया में जो नॉर्थ यहाँ पे साउथ वेस्ट करंट, नॉर्थ ईस्ट करंट, इट इज ड्यू टू द विंड्स, मॉनसूनल विंड्स. यहाँ पे विंड्स का रिवर्सल होता है और जब ये विंड्स ऐसे डायरेक्शन में जा रहे हैं तो करंट आल्सो फ्लोइंग इन दैट डायरेक्शन. जब विंड्स रिट्रीटिंग ऑफ मानसून हो रहा है सो आल्सो करंट इज फ्लोइंग इन दैट डायरेक्शन. सो यू कैन पुट एग्जांपल हियर, दैट इज इंडियन ओशन रीजन. Then another force, that is gravity. Gravity pulling down the water, and due to this there is piling of water. ये होता है. So second force is gravity. Third force is Coriolis force. Coriolis force again you can talk about the Coriolis force in northern hemisphere and Coriolis force in southern hemisphere. Northern hemisphere में always it deflects towards the right. Southern hemisphere में it deflects towards the left. So same thing happening regarding the ocean currents. So these are the primary. जब secondary की हम बात करते हैं that time we are talking about here majorly two forces. First that is temperature difference. and second that is salinity difference. Temperature difference may always, they both are talking about the density. Temperature difference may, when you say that warm current, so low density, and cold current, high density. Same way, low salinity, low density, high salinity, high density. So generally, cold water is denser in nature, warm water is lighter in nature. So that's why cold currents are called as subsurface currents, क्योंकि नीचे से flow करते हैं. Or warm currents are called as surface currents. So this density differences due to the temperature and the salinity. So you should talk about this as well. So these are the forces you have to explain here. After forces, you should, in second part, you should talk about the importance for fishing industries. So इनका role क्या है fishing industries में? So major examples. So first thing we can talk about, that is the that is first thing, that is mixing of warm and cold current. So the regions who are experiencing mixing of warm and cold current, so these zones are called as, these zones are rich for fishing activities. जहाँ पे warm current and cold current mix होते हैं. In such regions means here you can consider the region of Grand Bank region, जो कनाडा नॉर्थ अमेरिका के पास है. यहाँ पे one current, that is the Labrador current, जो पोल से आ रहा है, and another current, that is the Gulf Stream current, जो इक्वेटर से जा रहा है. They are mixing here. So why these areas are rich in fishing? So reason is two things. One, that is minerals, and second, that is oxygen. So cold and warm current, दोनों current, एक current लाता है minerals, एक current लाता है oxygens. और इसके लिए यहाँ पे fishes का number of fishes बहुत ज़्यादा होते हैं. That's why these regions are developed as a fishing rich regions. So another example you can talk about the where cold Hoyoshu current and warm Kuroshio current ये मिक्स होते हैं नियर द जापान के पास में. So this region is also fish rich region. Another thing is that is the upwelling. So जहाँ पे cold current नीचे से आता है subsurface current, और ये जैसे ही इक्वेटर की ओर आएगा, मीन्स फ्रॉम पोल टू इक्वेटर, सो कॉन्टिनेंट की वजह से it starts upwelling, और जब upwell करता है so it will bring minerals from the bottom, और इसकी वजह से this zones are also rich for fishing activities. So this is also reason. So these are importances, and that's why the fishing industries are developed in this region. So here you can give example of Peru coast near Atacama Desert. So you have to explain all these things in this question. But diagrams आपको ड्रॉ करने पड़ेंगे. Next question is to describe the distribution of rubber producing countries. Indicate the major environmental issues faced by them. So first you should talk about the rubber producing countries. कौन सी है, कौन सी countries में there is rubber production. So you can draw map as well. So map में if you show from South America, so South America में Brazil, then Africa में Ghana, as well as Africa में Nigeria. Then after this, in Asia, you can talk about India, you can talk about Sri Lanka. Then यहाँ पे China, Laos, Vietnam, Philippines, Indonesia. Then you can talk about Brunei, the island. So this is for distribution. So major countries, major rubber producing countries in the world. So what are issues with environment? So तीन type के pollutions are associated with air. Then order and major pollution, that is water. So rubber pollution में जो rubber production process है, so इसमें so in the rubber sheet drying में, so they always use smoke. So the smoke is from fuel, wood, so particles. Due to this, there is air pollution, as well as they release polycyclic aromatic hydrocarbons. So these are also injurious to health, as well as there is BOD, COD, SS, that is biochemical oxygen demand, chemical oxygen demand. There is suspension of solids, means here there is maximum consumption of energy, maximum consumption of water, और इसके वजह से जो polluted water है इसकी proper recycling नहीं होती है, और इसकी वजह से these things occurs, ये चीजें होने लगती है. As well as for another process, that is vulcanization. So here higher concentration of ammonia, इसकी वजह से odor, and all these things are affecting on the human health. Human health पे भी ये affect करती है. So you have to talk about all these pollutions involved in this process. Those are the countries those are producing rubber. So India में भी ये problem है in Kerala. So here you should provide some solutions on this. So solutions may you can talk about waste treatment. You can talk about waste, water treatment. इसके बारे में बात कर सकते हो आप. Then you can talk about जो in-plant control measures हैं. इसके बारे में बात कर सकते हो. Then you can talk about the end process treatment. As well as measures which are adopted by the countries like Indonesia, as well as Malaysia, Thailand. इन्होंने जो नई measures adopt की है, you can suggest these measures as well in this section. So all these points should be included in your answer. ये सब points आपके आंसर में आने चाहिए. So next question is related to the significance of straits and isthmus. So first you need to define strait. So strait or you have to define isthmus. So difference क्या है? Strait. Strait is a narrow water body or waterway which connects two larger water bodies. This is called as strait. An isthmus is a narrow strip of land which connects two large areas of land. Fine. So here you can come up with some examples of the straits and some of the examples of the isthmus. Means, for example, isthmus ka one of the famous example is Panama. Panama Isthmus, which connects North America with the South America. So now from this you can analyze the importance of this. As well as another example you can take about the Isthmus of Suez. So this is connecting Mediterranean Sea and Red Sea. Means this is small strip and there is one big landmass and here is another big landmass. इन दोनों को कनेक्ट करता है. So trade in between these two countries is possible. So यहाँ पे the cost for logistic movement ये reduce हो जाएगा. Fine. There is supply of goods, boost of trade. So here you can talk about the many things and as well as many examples. Means let's say state of Malacca, state kind, state of Malacca. State of Malacca में you can talk about the Indian Ocean connected with the Pacific as well as North China Sea. It's connection and trade between the countries. So here you have to provide such examples. Let's say Strait of Hormuz. So around these straits, around the isthmus, so you will find out there is huge amount of trade, global trade, which is happening, and this is due to the saved logistic costs. So you should target such isthmus, you should target such straits, come up with the examples, and explain the benefits or explain the significances of the strait in international trade. So this is what demand of this question. And question number 17 is talking about the troposphere is a very significant atmospheric layer that determines weather processes how. So here so this is Earth and the first layer, the poles, and this is the equator. So this layer is nothing but your troposphere. The height of troposphere along the poles 16 to 18 kilometers, along the equator 16 to 18, and 6 to 8 along the polar region. And due to the combination of all these three things, that is lithosphere, hydrosphere, and atmosphere. So this layer is having life. So you should talk about lithosphere, you should talk about hydrosphere, you should talk about the atmosphere. Means the gases, the envelope of gases, the gases which are present in here. So all the major phenomena which are happening is hydrological cycle, winds, jet streams, cloud formation, rainfall, vegetation. So all these things you can include in this question. This is a very simple question. So यही सब आपको इसमें mention करना है. So this is about the 70 question. So these questions are very much basics. You have gone through your basics. You can easily attempt these questions. ऐसा कुछ भी नहीं है जिसमें बहुत सारा डिफिकल्ट था. Somewhat we can see the distribution of rubber producing countries. So यहाँ पे this is bit factual कि आपको पता है या पता नहीं ऐसा हो सकता है, as well as the major environmental issues faced by them. So this question is bit, we can say that moderate level का है. Rest of the questions were very much easier, बहुत easy थे. As well as जो meteorological department का question पूछा गया था on the color coded weather warnings. So वो भी करंट में था, न्यूज़ में था, बहुत बार ये न्यूज़पेपर में आ चुका है. So you should prepare for such news. Means most of the question UPSC picking from the current news. So you should update your geography news as well for the mains examination. So today we stop here. So this is all about these 8 questions. So we'll meet in another section. Till then, good. Thank you.